Welcome back to the C Block. We're joined by Sarah Baxter with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission for our weekly Bird of the Week segment. And today she's going to show us some of the birds we might actually see on a daily basis in our yards.
And she's got some examples. Here are some of the items that you may want to get started with this new hobby.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, New Year's resolution time, and so a lot of people might think, well, I want to take up a new hobby or spend more time outside or learn something new, and birds is the perfect thing for all of those things. And it's really simple to get started. People may be overwhelmed. There have been over 400 species seen in Arkansas. Wow. In any given year, about 320 are seen. So that's a lot of birds to try and learn. So it's best to just start slow in your backyard and go with those simple backyard birds and just set out some feeders. We've got some pictures of some birds also here in a minute, I guess, that are really common that people will see. So this is a tufted titmouse. It's a really small little gray bird. The northern cardinal. Yeah, most people know that one.
Yeah. Right.
Dark-eyed junco, member of the sparrow family, and you will definitely get them at your feeders in the winter. And a Carolina chickadee, they're here year-round, and they're very common and abundant. And the American goldfinch, if you put out a thistle feeder, goldfinches.
That's pretty. I love that one.
Yeah, and then this is a downy woodpecker. They love to come to suet feeders. And so there's,
another, okay.
So,
and like you said, there are 400 species. It may be overwhelming, but for the person birding 101, you brought some examples of things to get people started.
So the first thing that's going to help you the most is a good set of binoculars. Just because you can get up close and personal with those birds, with those little babies right there. And then from there, you'll want a field guide of some kind. And most field guides are laid out by family, so you need to know, like, if it's a sparrow or a bunting or something like that. But a lot of books like this, Birds of Arkansas, they're laid out by color, so they're easier for beginners. You know, you go to the brown section and look through the brown birds.
I was going to say, I think that would be a challenge for me, is like, after I take, so do you recommend taking a picture first, or what should you do?
That can be really helpful, yeah. If you've got a camera and you can take a good picture, that'll help you, you know, you can spend your time with it, because a bird's not going to stay still for a real long time. But your little backyard guys, they come and go a lot, so that's really good. But if you're going to put out one feeder in your yard, I recommend a tube feeder with black oil sunflower seeds. That will attract the most variety of species.
So I have a question for you, and I didn't get to ask you this before, so I'm putting you on the spot. I heard, I don't know much about birding at all, but certain weather patterns, say like we had the snow last week, and someone on Twitter or Facebook, I don't remember, said something about seeing a specific type of bird that comes out in the snow. How does that work?
When the snow is out, they have a harder time finding their food source, so they'll kind of come out of their comfort zone and come out from the thick bushes and whatnot, and maybe come to your feeder to where you can see them a little bit easier. But once you learn your feeder birds, look up in the trees and in the bushes in your yard. There are a lot of birds that will never come to a feeder, but that are very common still that you'll find in your yard. So it can be, it's really exciting to learn new things about birds.
Yeah, for sure. And the weather's going to be nice the next few days. So
we've got a lot of good stuff here to get people started. So thanks so much.
And Wild Birds Unlimited is who let me borrow this. And if you're trying to attract a certain species to your feeders, check those guys out. They can really help you. I mean, if you want nuthatches or you're really into cardinals, they'll get you set up with the right equipment.
And all, I was gonna say all the.
My favorite are the brightest birds, the craziest colors. I think that's the coolest.
All right, I think that's gonna do it for us. Thanks so much, Sarah, to get us started
on
birding. We'll be right back.